what? If people never watch the first 3 seconds of your video, then they never watch the rest of your video. If they don't watch the rest of the video, they never click your link. If they never click your link, they never send your lead magnet. If they're never in your lead magnet, they're never in your email series. If you don't have them on their email, guess what? They're not coming to your webinar. If they don't come to your webinar, you're not making sales. I'm looking at the same old content like, oh my gosh, please stop it. Don't you understand that if you want to stand out, you got to be creative and use your noggin? What is a body without a brain? This lack of creativity in our industry is driving me insane. And I think it's because too many people are doing it just for the fame. But I'm not about false metrics or followers. It's about sales. Because the revenue is the only story to tell. Because the social good is the only story to tell. If you make dollars and you make change, that's how I know you're doing well. Thank you. I need everybody to close your eyes. Even in on the Zoom, go ahead, close your eyes. I see your eyes wide open. Close them. Imagine your email inbox after being at the conference for a few days. Is it all organized and perfect? Are you worried about getting back to a host of emails unanswered after being away for a few days? Maybe so much so that you wish you had a VA or you have a VA to help you? Imagine the last time you looked at social media. What were you looking for? Maybe a quick break from all the business and things that you gotta study. Right? Open your eyes. How many of you, raise your hand if you've bought from an ad today? Okay, nobody. Raise your hand if you've bought from an ad this week. Okay, a couple people. Raise your hand if you've bought from a Facebook or Instagram ad this month. Okay, a good amount. Okay, cool. But for most of you, you came here for the last couple of days to figure out how to get people to read your emails and buy from your ads something you don't even like to do. Whew. I told him not to let me on here. All right. All right, the biggest reasons your FB ads aren't working, and guess what? It's not because of the algorithm. Everybody, let me hear y'all say algorithm. Algorithm. You got to put a V in there. There's no TH. Because every time somebody upset, they're like, it's the algorithm. If it got me, they can Chicago ban me, and they can't see none of my ads, and they on my back. I need Facebook to step off my back, and maybe let me be free. Let freedom ring. Anyway, it's not that. The reason why your Facebook ads aren't working anymore is because you're not an early adopter. Before, yes, they worked great. You just could have one little skill set and your stuff would be amazing because there wasn't much competition. My mama running Facebook ads now. She hit me up the other day, can you review my video sales letter? I'm like, Mom, I remember you couldn't work a remote. How are you talking to me about VSLs? That's amazing. And then she's like dynamic. Y'all should see the leverage in the last year. Like, it's ridiculous. And so many people are hopping on ads. That means the competition is tremendous. There's 3 skill sets you need to run the most effective Facebook marketing campaigns. How do I know this? What makes me qualified to even share this with you? Well, I spent the last 5 years on the global advertising team at Facebook, working directly with the engineers who build Facebook ads, and have been training some of the world's largest advertising agencies on optimizing their campaigns. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of Facebook Elevate. That's a program I helped create at Facebook. Thank you. Now, these 3 skill sets are so important that Facebook has 3 different certifications for each of these things. A media planner, creative strategist, and a media buyer. What you all are probably most familiar with is something called a media buyer. They're the person who runs your ads, right? Just think of the person, either it's yourself or an agency. But how many of y'all have seen one of those TV shows, and it's like a marketing TV show, and they got like a flip board, and they're like, are you ready to introduce your campaign? They flip off the board, they got this image, they're like, this is your campaign. Have anybody ever seen that? Raise your hand. Right? You've seen that on a TV show or movie or something. My question is, how many of you have ever done that for your own business? See, when people think we're running ads, they tend to remove it from you are creating an advertising campaign with a commercial. It's not just ads. It's not just some leftover content that you had in your phone that you want to put in front of people. You need a plan. Your media planner is something like an architect would be to building a blueprint. Your creative strategist is the person who actually designs your creative. I'm going to tell you about how important that is. And your media buyer is typically a technical person who's good at systems and skills. Now, I have a question. If each of these was an architect, the second one was a designer, and maybe the third one was a general contractor, would you ever have your general contractor design your home? It's a completely different skill set. So when you're asking your ad agency and your media buyers about creative, what the result is that you think you're going to get? It's a different skill set. What they're responsible for is taking an already developed campaign with an amazing creative and getting it as much reach or eyeballs as possible for the lowest amount possible. But if you don't give them a campaign or a creative, they don't have much to work with. And in the past, you could just have a media buyer because of what? What? I told y'all, not much competition. I need some water because it's about to get serious. This is a report by Nielsen. Nielsen is the premier advertising company or advertising research company in the world. They did a research analysis that said 47% of why someone purchases from an ad is due to your creative. That's your visual, that's your commercial. It's almost 10 more points important than your targeting, your recency, your reach, and your context combined. How many of y'all really have put time and attention into making a Facebook commercial? Or did you think I could just take a video or a picture I had on my phone, and if I run some ads behind it, it'll make me a millionaire? Raise your hand if that's you. It's been all of us at some point. You're like, you know what? If enough people see my sexy face, right? Brand, we're small businesses, so guess what? We don't have a brand. They don't know us. So you're already only at 85% of the puzzle, even if you get everything else perfect. Some people are really, really surprised. They're like, Tevah, you always are talking about target market. How can creative be more important than your target audience? Seems like a fair question, right? Say yes. Say yes. Right? Okay, cool. It's a fair question. Now I want you to answer me this. Imagine there's a perfect media buyer out there that can get you your perfect target audience every single time. And you reach them. And then the video you put in front of them sucks. And it doesn't connect, and it doesn't pull on their heartstrings. Are you making sales? Okay, now say you only get into your front of your audience 50% of the time, but when you do, you've got a message that intrigues them, that makes them stop, look, and buy. Who's winning? That first or second? That's why your creative is more important than your targeting. Woo! Gotta go. Just get. All right. I'm about to really show y'all what this means in real life. It's about to get a little nuts. Now, I'm gonna take this off because it's getting hot up here. All right, so go and get it. I've got a $100 bill right here. I also have, because y'all know I'm a digital nomad and live in Colombia, I have a $100,000 peso bill. You can choose which one you'd like. I'm not gonna tell you how it breaks down, but you can choose which one you like. One of you will get this $100 bill. How you get it is you're gonna have 30 seconds. Whoever, don't kill anybody, please. Don't knock over the camera guy. Jeez, you gotta tell people these things. You think it's, anyway. Whoever can get me to remember the name of their business in the next 30 seconds gets this $100 bill. Or, go. Home Care Bosses United. Here you go. Thank you very much. What did y'all learn from that? In my face. What do you say? She came to me. What else? Cut through the noise. What else? Do you see when you're running ads on Facebook and Instagram, there is 1,000 people in there competing for one customer's dollars, and you think it's acceptable not to be creative, not to stand out, not to really show people what your business is, and you think you're gonna win. This is why your ads aren't working. You're not competing against other businesses like you. You're competing against every single piece of content that exists on the internet. Can I get some, look, every time I say a nugget that's gonna make you some money, I need you to yell dollars, okay? So let me hear y'all say dollars, dollars. Because I'm about to drop y'all some game. I want to show y'all that activity that we just did, what that looks like on social when you're scrolling through your phone. Because when somebody looks at your ad, the thing that they see right before your ad is not a competitor, it's this.
Steph Kit said their mama makes the best mac and cheese.
That's a black hand, so she ought to know what she's doing.
So I had to prove to them that nobody can compete with.
Ma'am, how long you had that block of cheese? Wait, what's them bananas for? She need to snap her fingers again. That cheese look heat resistant. Hot cheese and bananas? Oh, my stomach bubbling. Look how Rosa Parks looking at you.
Oh, somebody!
Something about to slip out, Lord have mercy.
And then let me show y'all what's next. Your flyer. Join my free masterclass on how to look like a clown. Because that's what you look like when you're risking your legacy, your generational wealth, the success of our community, the folks that you're supposed to hire, the family that you're supposed to lift up. And you're running a flyer as the first thing that people see of your business ever, expecting that to have good brand loyalty. When they're looking at comedians, comics, travel locations, baby pictures, weddings, family, cats and dogs playing together. Dollars. And you think that content is going to be so engaging that after that mac and cheese commercial, they're going to look at your flyer and say, oh, this content's so amazing, I'm going to click on this ad, and then I'm going to read 10 minutes of a web page, and then I'm going to put in personal information, and then I'm going to go find my credit card, and then I'm going to put my credit card information in, because your flyer's that just engaging. It's goodness gracious. Golly gee. And then this is my ad right after yours.
Running ads? Well, guess what?
If you're missing this one thing, it's basically like throwing all your bread away. Just take your whole ad spend, throw it in the trash. Do you know what has the biggest impact on your ad success? According to a Nielsen study of nearly 500 campaigns across all media platforms, creative is 47% responsible for why someone purchases from your ad. You're probably like many entrepreneurs, using a mashup of pre-recorded content, maybe widescreen video, producing them as cheaply as possible. If you said that's me, then you're probably losing out on a lot of money. And if you're not, then you're losing out on a lot of results. A Facebook study showed that a creative optimized ad resulted in 48 times more clicks. How much would that be in revenue for your business? You want to find out? Well, work with me. Dollar. Thank you. What did y'all learn from that? What did y'all get? What are some things that stood out? Just yell them out. Video, engaging. What else? Colors. Flashing, things going on, movement. I'm gonna tell you about some of these creative optimizations and how they're important. I already showed you the Nielsen report that showed you your creative is worth 47% of why someone buys from your campaign. So my question to you is, what is the most important aspect of your entire campaign? Your creative. Now, what is the most important aspect of your creative? Ooh, your first 3 seconds. Do you know why? Because people drop off of watching a video, they choose whether they're gonna watch it, and they drop off at 3 seconds, 7 seconds, and 11 seconds. So you need something at those time blocks to keep people engaged. But if people never watch the first 3 seconds of your video, then they never watch the rest of your video. If they don't watch the rest of the video, they never click your link. If they never click your link, they never send your lead magnet. If they're never in your lead magnet, they're never in your email series. If you don't have them on their email, guess what? They're not coming to your webinar. If they don't come to your webinar, you're not making sales. So raise your hand if you've put serious thought anytime you've ran Facebook ads to what are the first 3 seconds of my creative gonna be for this campaign? A couple of people. But it's the algorithm, right? The algorithm is out to get you. It's gonna get you, all right? About 85% of people view video on Facebook and Instagram with no sound. What does that mean? Because they be up in church looking at some stuff they ain't got no business looking at in the church. God see you though. They see what you looking at, right? Because they're in a meeting. Somebody right now is sitting there looking at Instagram, right? So they're watching content with no sound. So imagine you ran an ad and you paid somebody to build a funnel, build your sales page, write your copy, do all these things, but you never put captions on your video. Potentially 85% of your results cut off the bat from one mistake on your creative. Right? So it's about understanding how people use the platform. Over 90% of people use Facebook and Instagram on mobile. I want you to take a picture of that. Just remember that real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you why that's important in one sec. This is a Facebook study on the effectiveness of creative optimization. I want you to raise your hand if you're all about like A, B, C, D, E, F, G testing your captions. If you're really big on A, B testing your captions, raise your hand. Okay, cool. That's one of the weakest ways to optimize your campaign performance, right? Because the context from the Nielsen said caption is only worth 2%. If you want to know how do you really optimize your campaign performance, you take your video and then you shoot 3 or 4 different hooks for it. So instead of that running ads, I could do a different one that said, Facebook pissing you off, or is your ROAS in the trash, right? Because your creative is so important and those first 3 seconds are so important, you can take one commercial and turn it into 4 different ads with the greatest optimization if you just change that hook. So, the difference between these 2 ads, it may seem small, but it resulted in a 3.4% higher click-through rate, 11 times lower cost per click, and 48 times more clicks in total. Because, remember I said 90% of people use Facebook and Instagram on mobile, right? So that means when they're looking at it on mobile, it's on their phone. And when you shot your ad horizontally, you literally introduced 40% competition at the point where someone's looking at your ad because there's another piece of content on the screen just because you shot it horizontally. So imagine if you shot it horizontally and you didn't add captions. Right? These are 2 of the 9 creative best practices for your creative. So imagine if you missed any of the other ones. But look, the reason I do this, and I know I'm super passionate and hype, and sometimes I think I'm in a church, but it's because I appreciate it. When I grew up, the biggest companies and the worst companies had the most amazing advertising. The ones that were detrimental to our communities, the ones that extracted money, the ones who wanted to do us harm. But the small businesses, the artists, the people who really cared and wanted to make a difference usually had the worst. And they couldn't get their reach out. They couldn't get enough money, so they couldn't deliver the impact they wanted to. And so I said, hey, if I can learn the most advanced marketing and sneak the information out the back door to the people, that's how I deliver my greatest impact to the world. So that's why this is so important to me. I'm so passionate. Come up and talk to me, ask me questions. I'm always here to be a resource because you have to get this right. And it's not just for us, but it's for our continued legacy. It's for our community. It's for our children. It's for our children's children. So some best practices when you're running your ads, okay? Call out your audience. In those first 3 seconds, you should say something that makes them identify as your audience. I say, hey, running ads? If you're running ads, in your head, you're like, yes, I'm running ads. Are you pissed off at Facebook? Yes, they banned my ad account. Actually, they let me go. And 60% of my team, we got like X'd with 20,000 other workers at the end of last year. So yeah, I'm pissed. So I'm about to tell y'all how to get y'all, how to spend the lowest amount of money and get the greatest results, because that's my bonus. You feel me? Start with a bang, right? Really think about what are those first 3 seconds of your campaign and start them epically. And then do 3 to 4 versions epically and then put it on the same video so it's not too much work, all right? Design for sound off. Nearly 85% of people are watching video at some point with no sound. So make sure you're using captions. And that's the very smallest way to get it to be designed for sound off. If you see my ad again, if you watch it with no sound, you'll understand everything clearly. All right? Use vertical video. Because when you use horizontal, you're literally increasing or decreasing your attention by 40% on your ad at the time when someone's viewing it. So make sure that means shoot up and down, you know what I'm saying? For the folks who like, I don't know what vertical and horizontal mean, up and down, shoot it up and down, all right? Another thing is not up here, but I'm gonna just give y'all a bonus. In your mix of creatives, right? So when I'm working on a big account, right? So there's like accounts at Facebook and they're spending like millions, you know, and like 6 figures monthly, you know, on one campaign. But when you look at their ad accounts, they're testing, what they're A/B testing is creatives. So they'll have like 100 creatives. I'm not saying y'all need that, but when you think about it, you probably just have 1 or 2 and you're testing everything else. The most important thing is to test is your creatives and to know those creative best practices. And one of those practices is to have at least one 15-second creative in your mix because Facebook optimizes for videos that are 15 seconds or less. Yeah, I'm telling you about the algorithm, right? I'm not supposed to, hopefully they don't tackle me. No, I'm playing. Right? They optimize for videos 15 seconds or less. On Facebook, your creative is so important because it partly determines your reach, right? By the Facebook audience relevancy score. When you have organic content and it performs well, then what happens? It gets more reach. So, I've got a complimentary ads audit. And training is just for y'all because this is a gift to TSP, and like y'all are family, and I love y'all, and I appreciate for y'all allowing me to be here, and Lamar for allowing me to speak. So I'm doing that special for y'all. There's only like a couple of slots, so if you want to sign up for that, go ahead. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds, and then I want y'all to do an affirmation. I'm gonna get an affirmation for y'all. Dollars. All right, so if you've already taken your picture and you're good with that, stand up, please. Stand up. Doom, 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 stand up. Doom, 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 stand. Come on, man. Y'all know this. All right, repeat after me. I am an excellent marketer. I am an excellent marketer. I am an excellent marketer. Dollars, 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 dollars. Dollars, 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 dollars.
Young fat,
Go and get it. Go and get it, yeah. Go and get it. Go and get it. Talking dollars, 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 dollars. Talking. I wake up every day thinking about two things. How I'ma make dollars and I make change. I let my mind wander and that beat just bang. Remembering them days that I used to hang. Dreaming about what I'm currently doing. I be looking at myself like, what are you doing? Not enough, life ain't no rush. It's time to get buff. Creativity is the most important aspect of your campaign. Do not let that slip. Bring it to every aspect of your business. I am an excellent marketer. I am an excellent marketer. I am an excellent marketer. Thank you.
All right, all right, all right.